Hey guys, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and welcome to another video, but hang on for a minute. I can hear his footsteps already coming. Hey, what's up? We need to set up a website for this new game you're working on. A website is a bit soon. I don't even have the name for this game yet. So make something up. And maybe Social can help. I haven't seen that Social guy since like January, since that video we did. So I'm not sure he can do.
He's always sitting next to you. Just
what's up?
There.
What the how and... Anyway, not sure he can set up a whole website and maintain it and keep it up and everything. I'm not sure he's capable of such stuff.
Other option, just read this.
What's this? What? You want me to read?
Yep.
Could have just
read it.
All this for...
You get this.
Right. This video is sponsored by Xsolla. Did you know that you can make a website for your game in less time than it takes to order a pizza? Xsolla created a code-free tool with templates designed specifically for game developers. Xsolla Site Builder. You can click and drag different components where you need them and truly customize the site to match the look and feel of your game. Plus, you can add a store for game keys, pre-orders, virtual items, and even share updates with your players. Anything you want. The best part, actually there are two, you can import assets from Steam to instantly create your site if you already have a published game, and there's no cost to start. Just head over to xsolla.pro/orangepixel and sign up for a free publisher account to begin, with plenty of time left to finish your pizza order.
Right, awesome. Well done.
Alright, now I'm hungry and I want a pizza, but
the flip side. Bye.
Alright, flip side. Bye. I'm gonna get a pizza, guys. Intro and then we'll start this video. For real. Alright, today's video is coming from our living room because I'm kinda excited. I have to keep an eye out on the mailman. They are finally arriving. PlayStation developer kits are finally arriving. Somewhere between like this morning 8 AM and tonight 6 PM, which is a great time, and thank you for all that service, mail companies. That basically means I have to stay at home all day and wait for the mailman to arrive. But I'll gladly do it because we ordered these back in January. We're now 5 months later and finally developer kits are arriving. So we can finally test the Orangepixel games on there, but also get Residual on PlayStation, which will be the first PlayStation game from Orangepixel, and it's all gonna be very tight. There's a certain deadline we have for Residual to release it on Switch, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, and it's gonna take some months to get it all up and running. Not so much from us, but from getting it through testing, checking, getting store pages up and running, and no idea if we're gonna make it. I think now that the dev kits are arriving, that we are gonna make it. And code-wise, it's gonna be pretty easy, or for me, it's gonna be extremely easy. Friedel will take care of it. But we already noticed how Monogame is handling consoles, so I think we'll have it up and running in maybe like a week, and it will have the same code base as Switch and Xbox, and those two versions are already running. So I think we're okay. I think we will actually be able to pull this off. I just have to wait for the dev kits all day. So I figured we'll do this video from the living room this week, and that makes for an interesting change of scenery. And of course, I'm not alone downstairs. Say hi to the camera. Hi camera. All right. Good. Mailman. Watch for the mailman. Watch for the mailman. Go check for the mailman. Go bark if there's or. Let me know if there's a mailman, I'll be over there. Cool. Alright, so most of this week has been spent again on procedural generation of the levels. I also came to the conclusion that I've been wasting too much time on it for this project. But on the other hand, I should stress a little bit less about it because, well, Residual is still going to be released later this year. So this game won't have to be released this year anyway. There is some extra time for me to work on the game. So Procedural Generation, I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me about the algorithm I use for that. There is not one algorithm for it. It's just a bunch of code, and it changes for every type of game because every game needs different rules and rule sets to create the world. So today's video I want to talk a little bit about what I've been doing for the SWAT team game prototype thingy that I've been working on all these weeks. Right now I'm just focusing on living rooms or apartments. And that means apartment block, different apartments. Every apartment has different rooms in it, like a couple of bedrooms, a bathroom, things like that. And there will be different code and generation code for offices, garages, storage rooms. And they will have very different code because they will have very different layouts. And I'm guessing even a lot easier than living room layouts, because an office building is like cubicles with computers in there, just a bunch of cubicles, and you're done. Storage room is just one big area with a bunch of stuff in it. So I think the apartments and the living room is the toughest, so I've been focusing on that and putting a lot of time and effort into the code for that. So let's just dive into the code and what I've been doing, and I'll try to keep all this at a level that even if you're just into games and just want to figure out how it works and not really into code, you can still follow along, because my code isn't that impressive. Which, I mean, my code is very impressive, but I'm very good at explaining and keeping it simple. Right, diving in. The first thing we do is create the apartment block itself, which means the outer walls of it. So we'll create one big cube, and alongside the edges of the cube we'll make windows, and I'll get back to that in a bit. So pretty much what we'll have is this. So let's say we are really building a building. Then this is the first thing, an empty area. We have the outer walls, we have windows in those walls, and from there on we start. So we start filling up this big area with different apartments, and we'll start at the top left, we'll add one at the bottom left, we'll add one at the top center, bottom center, top right, bottom right. So there will be 6 apartments, and every apartment will then generate itself, which means it wants a couple of bedrooms, it wants a bathroom, and I guess eventually we'll add a kitchen to this list as well. So the first thing we'll do is add a cube, and again a cube is just like the box, the outer area of this apartment, which allows us to create walls around it, and a door will be added to it. The next phase is adding different rooms. We have a list here that shows 3 different rooms, 2 bedrooms with different sizes, and a bathroom. This list can be extended with different ideas, like a kitchen maybe, or just a toilet, not a full bathroom, things like that. So we'll go through the list of required rooms, and we'll try to place those rooms in the current apartment, which means we'll pick a random direction, so up, down, left, right of this apartment block, and we'll see if we can actually place it on that edge of the apartment. Bedrooms, we want windows, that's why we needed windows. The computer will check the wall that is decided on. We'll see if there's a window or 2 available to place this bedroom in, so that there is actually light coming in the bedroom. Now this isn't a requirement, but I figured this was an interesting rule to have, because this gives the computer certain things to strive for when it's creating these random things. So we can start placing rooms anywhere in this apartment, but that will be very messy, and you'll end up with a room in the center of the apartment and no space for anything else, and it just wouldn't make a lot of sense, I guess. So I came up with the rule that every bedroom needs a window, which means the computer will only be able to place these bedrooms alongside the walls that have windows. And what you end up with is either 1 or 2 bedrooms, depending on how wide the apartment is and how much space there is and how big the bedrooms are created, because there's a little random factor there. And eventually you end up with an apartment that actually has a couple of bedrooms in there. And if we can still squeeze it in, there will be a bathroom. Now this isn't perfect, because it means that if the bedrooms are slightly too big, there's no place for a bathroom, and then this apartment has no bathroom. But we're not building a SimCity type game or a Sims type game. We're creating a game where you're just rushing into apartments, not really looking at how everything is placed, but more what can we shoot and kill and destroy. So it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look pretty decent or logical enough. So in this case, bedrooms 2, bathrooms 1. Try to place it alongside one of the edges, only if there are windows. If there are no windows, try the other edge until we covered all 4 edges. If there's no window on any of the edges, this apartment was apparently placed in the center or something and has no outside windows, it shouldn't have a bedroom. It's probably a storage room or something else. So that's just a couple of rules I created, and the result is pretty interesting. So after having these bedrooms up and running, the biggest issue came with scenery or furniture inside the bedroom. I've been struggling with this for some weeks now. I wasn't sure how to actually decide on placing everything until I came to the simple conclusion that most of the stuff we have, like cabinets, little tables, little desks, all that stuff is usually in an apartment or in your living room placed against a wall. Couches, cabinets, it's all placed against the wall. So the first thing we'll do after having a bedroom, we'll start adding furniture alongside all the edges, as long as we're not blocking a window, not blocking a door, and not being placed on something else that was already placed there previously. So besides just the simple rules of placing everything alongside walls, we also have a couple of other rules. We don't need more than one TV in a room. So a room can only have one TV, and we can even limit that to the fact that maybe a bedroom or a small bedroom should not have a TV at all. But the chances of the computer spawning a TV in a smaller room is also a lot less. So one TV per room, skipping all the bathrooms, because there's just not a lot of space in a bathroom, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have a TV there. Although I still think we should have TVs in bathrooms. But anyway, simple rules, and we're going to do the same for plants. I haven't programmed that, but we don't want 4 plants in a row. So maybe just 1 or 2 plants on a certain wall. And by placing a lot of these simple, silly checks and rules, we end up with something that looks pretty interesting. So all the furniture alongside the walls is great and amazing, but we still have some stuff. First of all, we have a very empty area in the middle if it's a big room, and we have things like couches, tables, standing lamps, things like that will need to also find a nice spot in the room. The first thing I came up with, and this was just yesterday, I'm still tinkering with it, is couches can pretty much be placed across from a TV. Like, this is the couch, there's my TV. I think it's pretty much the same in most living rooms. There's a couch across from your TV, and if there's room, there will be a big table in the middle between your TV and your couch. So that's the next rule I'm creating or programming. Find the TV in every room, see which direction the TV is pointing. It is pointing left, right, up, down, and then just try to place a couch there. And if there's enough room between the couch and the TV, we can also place a table there. And if there's room next to the couch, we can place a little desk or a little table and put a lamp on it. And that's the way I hope to actually build out a living room that looks somewhat believable. So it's still a work in progress, but this is how I slowly am building a procedural generator for this game. And of course, this is not gonna work for completely different games, like for example Residual. It's a platformer, it has a completely different layout and a different way of generating the whole universe. But in this game, this is the code that's shaping up the world, and it's interesting and it's a lot of fun to figure these things out, or at least I really like doing this. And it beats creating a level editor and then creating a bunch of levels, because this will also create a lot more content, a lot more variation. And it's already creating interesting variation, because sometimes you'll expect a bedroom to be on the north side of the apartment, and then suddenly it's on the west side, and there will be actually guards or enemies on the north side. It's gonna be interesting, I hope. So that's it for the procedural generator.
But I've been doing a little bit more than just the procedural generation stuff. I've also started working on a little control pop-up screen thingy that gives you the commands available to command your squad members. But I set out to create a real-time strategy game, which means the action won't be interrupted, but it will be slowed down. So that means that when you open up your command menu, everything will start to move in slow motion, but enemies will still be shooting at you, so you can see those bullets coming to your soldiers. You'll just have to quickly decide which command to give, and then once you give that command, everything speeds up again to normal time, and your squad members will do the thing you command them to. It's still very early, and I'm not sure if this will actually make it into the final game, because it might just not really work or just be frustrating. We'll have to see. That's why I'm implementing it now with a very rough idea, some hand gestures, and we'll have to see if this actually works and makes sense. I think it looks pretty cool, and I think you'll get used to it pretty quickly, because I've been play testing it a little bit, and it works. I wasn't really frustrated or have had a difficulty deciding which controls or commands to give, so this might be the direction we're pushing this, and we'll be able to do a lot more commands than just a breach, split and regroup. We can now regroup at a certain position. Maybe we can let them attack certain things, or we can keep them in defense. I also want to be able to switch your front runner, so that you'll be able to pick another team leader, and that one will be up in front, which will open up the path to having skills for your soldiers or your squad members. So let's say we are walking into a very offensive area. You might want the guy in front who has a shield or has good shield skills or whatever, or you might have to blow up stuff. Then you need the guy who is usually the mental one and likes to blow up stuff at the front runner. So command menu is something I've been tinkering with as well. Some weird guys taking pictures of our house. Not sure what I feel about that, but we have security cams everywhere, so I think we're safe. It's strange, never seen him before. Anyway, that's it for this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too technical, because I try to stay away from those type of videos. I want to have a wider audience, not just game developers, but also people interested in games and how they are being made, without understanding all code and stuff like that. So tried a little bit different. Still no mailman, so I'll be editing this video downstairs, waiting for the mailman the rest of the day. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next week. Bye. It's a rule that I came up with for this level generator. Nikki, do you want to be on camera, or are you just messing with me? Hey, you're kind of disrupting the camera today. You're disrupting this whole video. Yo, go be a nice kitty. No, that's my water. No.